Hi everybody, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you're watching me, thanks for tuning in. Matt here, and I've kind of got another video for you here by request. Good friend of mine, Ross, had mentioned this video would probably go over pretty good, and a lot of people seem to be questioning this kind of stuff. So I've put together a list. I've got 20 items here. Tools, in my opinion, this whole video is my opinion. It's going to be non-brand specific. I wouldn't care where you bought it, doesn't matter. Tools that every RVer should carry. I believe that everybody that has an RV goes on vacation 2 or 3 times a year or full times. It doesn't really matter. I think you should have most all of this. Even if you're carrying some of it, you're going to be ahead of the ball game. So again, this is my opinion on stuff that should be carried. I carry a lot more than this, but I am a mechanic, so I kind of almost carry enough to rebuild the freaking truck the whole time I go out. So let's get into this, and I'll try and keep it as short as possible, but if it gets too long, just skip through it or whatever. I do appreciate everybody watching again. Okay, first thing I say is you should have a spare tire for your camper and your truck. That kind of goes as a given, but not everybody does it. A spare tire is an excellent thing to have, and if you're going to carry the spare tire, carry a jack. And what I carry, I'm just going to show you guys this stuff as I go. What I carry is a small bottle jack here. Now this is probably either a 5 or 10 ton, I don't know, it doesn't say anymore. Just a cheap bottle jack. You can pick these up dirt cheap. Walmart, like I said, anywhere. Harbor Freight, Sears, it doesn't matter. Bottle jack is a bottle jack pretty much when you're only using it in an emergency situation, and it's compact. The handle comes out, and you can carry that separate. So it's a compact package. You see it with my hand there. Carry that about anywhere. So that's the first thing. And then a 12-volt air compressor to go along with that. And what if you pick up a nail or something in a tire? You can pick these up. I picked this up from Walmart 15 years ago, and the stupid little thing just keeps running. Now I pump the bike tires up for my girls and such, but when we go camping, this used to plug into the cigarette lighter, and that plug went bad, so I just connected a couple battery clamps to it, and I hooked to the battery of the truck when I need it. But you can top off your air in your spare or something if you happen to pick up a nail, whatever. Haven't used your spare in a long time, forget about it. You can air it up on the road. So it's always a good thing to carry. Next, you're going to need, with a spare tire, how are you going to change it? You got your jack, you got your air compressor, you've aired everything up, you need the sockets and a ratchet or a breaker bar. What I carry is exactly this, and this is all subject to opinion. Like I said, I don't carry a battery powered impact or anything like that, but I carry a long ratchet. I believe this is 20 inches long or so, 22 inches. And I always carry an extension. Of course, I run a dually, so to get those off, it'd be you'd have to have an extension. And then I carry sockets, a set of sockets, and a set of metric sockets, standard and metric. I always carry both of them. And here's the thing about these, and I'm going to combine these, is that these are just sockets. And this is another set of sockets. And this is the, sorry, that's the 1/4 inch set. This is the metric sockets that I carry. You can get this stuff in one big kit. That was a 1/2 inch drive. This is a 1/4 inch drive, and it's got everything you need right there. But just about every store is going to have a kit that has all this stuff in it. 3/8 drive, everything you need, metric and standard. So I would recommend one big kit, or even if you go with a 1/4 and a 3/8 and then do the 1/2 inch separate, or just buy what you need for the 1/2 inch. All you really need is lug nuts. I kind of go overboard, like I said before, but I would recommend that. Most of this stuff can be bought in one big kit from just about anywhere. Doesn't matter what brand. This is basically getting you out of trouble. And we're going to go with, from there, we're going to go with wrenches. I think everybody should have some sort of wrenches. Now this is just an example. It's in an SK set, and it goes kind of big. It goes up to 1 1/4. Usually, if you're going to do wrenches, you're good with like 3/8 to 3/4. And metric would be about 10mm to 19mm. That's going to get you through most everything. You don't need clear up to 1 1/4 most of the time. Anything bigger than 19 or 3/4 you can usually get with just an adjustable wrench. 10 or 12 inch adjustable wrench will get you out of a lot of trouble. And you blow a propane line on your tank, that's going to change the line and the tank. No problem. But always should carry one of those. Also, I would recommend a pipe wrench. This is just a small one. It's no bigger than the adjustable wrench. About 12 inches long. Doesn't take up a lot of room. You just never know. And from there, I think I'd go to pliers. I would always recommend a regular set of pliers and a needle nose set of pliers. Doesn't matter, doesn't have to be the long ones like this. Just stick them in a kit. They're going to get you out of trouble. Locking pliers, vice grips. These are Craftsman brand. Again, same thing. A regular set, curved or straight jaw, doesn't matter. These are just something that could get you out of trouble, help you change a bolt or two. Regular and needle nose. And then also a set of screwdrivers. Now I have a whole set, and you can buy this set from Craftsman. Several different sizes. They go on sale all the time for $20. But you can get them anywhere. You can get sets at Walmart or Harbor Freight or anywhere. Screwdrivers are cheap. Come in a kit, come in a pouch sometimes. Easy to carry. I do like these kits, so screwdriver bits. And the reason I like them, now this one's ratcheting, doesn't matter if it ratchets or not, but a screwdriver like this accepts the 1/4 inch bits. And then you get yourself a bit set like this. It's got Torx and Allen and screwdriver bits, squares. Campers use square bits sometimes. That's going to get you out of a lot of trouble a lot of times. You have something break, you have to end up putting it back together, even if you got to run to a hardware while you're out and grab some screws. At least you'll have the tools to change it. So I highly recommend something like that. And that one, brands don't matter. This one's Black & Decker, that one's Blue Point. This is a different kit. Got some nut drivers right there. Will go into your screwdriver handle. You can buy this stuff in kits that have a screwdriver handle with it, and the stuff's cheap. We'll go from there to a hammer, and I would recommend if you're going to carry a hammer, unless you need a sledgehammer or something, but generally speaking, take a claw hammer with you. That way you kind of got a pry bar handle along with a hammer if you need a hammer. You just never know. And then carry just one, just grab one, doesn't matter. Punch and a chisel. You don't have to buy the whole kit. This stuff's cheap too. And then you got something to knock a bolt out if you break a bolt or something like that somewhere. Never know. And we go from there to let's tackle some electrical. Now this is a Craftsman multimeter. You never know if you might need a voltmeter. Now I carry a little more advanced stuff, but this thing, I bought it on sale for $10 at Sears. And I know other companies make them and other companies do the same thing. They sell them cheap. You can check your voltage on your trailer plug, see if you've got ground, check resistance, see if you got ground and stuff. Very simple electronic checks you can do with this. And trust me, if you got tools and you're at a campground, even if you don't know everything, you don't have to be a mechanic. Somebody there is going to know a little bit about this stuff and help you out. The RV community is just awesome that way. And then it's a pair of cheap wire strippers, cutters, crimpers. Carry them, they'll save your butt. And this is just a set of cutters and crimpers, but you can buy them in all one thing. Just carry one tool and you're set. Along with that, I would recommend spare fuses. You should always have spare fuses, whatever your RV and your truck take. And this is a set of connectors, crimp-on connectors, butt connectors, whatever. I have a baggie full of this stuff that I carry every time I go camping. And even if it looks ugly when you're done, if you get your lights working, if you have a wire break, you have something rub on an axle or something like that, you got to crawl under there and fix wires in a pinch. Boy, is that going to help you out. You just connect everything together, get it working again, which ties into cable ties, plastic zip ties. If you have something like that happen, you can tie it up out of the way with ease. Get you home. A lot of this stuff will just get you home. I'm going to backtrack for 1 second, because if you don't carry the wire strippers, you have a pair of crimpers already, cutters and crimpers, whatever, a razor knife can be your best friend. How compact. They even sound more compact than this, ones that flip open and stuff, but cheap. This stuff's cheap. It's cheap insurance when you're on the road. Take a razor knife with you. How about a good flashlight? Now, this is a mag light. This is still the old style mag light. If you're on the road, you're going to thank yourself that you brought one of these. Doesn't matter if it's a mag light or not. Good flashlight or a work light. Now, this is a Craftsman, goes on sale for $18 a lot of times. It's an LED. Very nice. Get you out of a lot of trouble. You're alongside the road at night. A lot of these have warning lights on them too. Act as like a flasher or a fusee instead of putting fusees out. I already talked about the zip ties, but how about bungee cords? These things can be handy for a lot of stuff. I think this kit was $8, $12, something like that at Walmart. Got 10 bungee cords in there. You never know, they're all different sizes. Wee little ones, I think 4 foot long, something like that, 3 foot long. Those things can be extremely handy on the road. How about a set of jumper cables? That's always a good thing. Now, don't cheap out on jumper cables. People will buy 18 gauge jumper cables. You're not going to jump anything with that. They're just not going to pass the current. These are 6 gauge. I would recommend at least 10 gauge or bigger. 10 gauge is possibly too small. You see, this is almost 1/2 inch cable, and they make even bigger than this. 4 gauge is absolutely better than this, but 6 gauge will work. 8 gauge would work. 10 gauge is almost too small. That's not going to jump much of anything, especially in the RV world. Trucks or motorhomes, anything like that. Now, I don't have one here to show you, but a hatchet is always a good thing to have. A lot of people are buying their firewood. What if you don't want such a big chunk of firewood when they give it to you? Take a hatchet and chop that stuff down. They make the easy way to make kindling too. That's not kind of goes away from the automotive here, but that's a good thing to carry. The last thing I have on here, now there's very possibly more stuff than this. This is my opinion, to keep it kind of simple too. WD-40 or any kind of penetrating oil. This stuff will absolutely save your rear end. So that completes my list, and I'm going to show you here in case anybody wants to just jot some of this stuff down. I went through it kind of fast. I thought it might seem long to some people, but it felt fast to me. So there it is. If I can help one person out and keep them from breaking down, or keep them from having to pay a big repair bill, then I did something here. So I really appreciate everybody watching, and remember, if you like what you see, to comment, like, subscribe. I'd like to hear some feedback, and I try and get back to everybody that comments. Appreciate it, and I'll catch you in the next video.